As a constitutional law attorney, Jenna Ellis believes in the rule of law and the importance of integrity in our elections. And she's ready to tackle the big cultural and legal issues facing America. This is the Jenna Ellis Show. Here is your host, Jenna Ellis.
Welcome back. And our good friend Joel Rosenberg from All Israel News, he's the editor-in-chief at allisrael.com, joins us now with breaking news out of Gaza. Good morning, Joel, and so always happy to have you join the program. So what is going on in this piece just posted on allisrael.com?
Hey, Jenna, great to be with you. So on Sunday, I was invited in to actually go into the Gaza Strip for my first time with a small group of journalists. The IDF took us into Khan Yunis. That's the largest city in the southern part of the Gaza Strip, and it is the stronghold of the Hamas terror leadership. It is the place where in Khan Yunis, where the IDF has had the most intense fighting for the last 2 months against Hamas terrorists. And the IDF, led by a brigadier general, Dan Golfus, actually not only took us inside the center of Khan Yunis, and you could hear machine gun fire all around us, explosions. The war was pretty intense. But he actually took us inside a maze of terror tunnels that had never been seen by any reporters before. They had just discovered it. They had just cleared it with intense fighting down in that maze of tunnels. And what was astonishing, Jenna, was that we saw two main things. First, we saw the underground bunker where senior Hamas officials were living, working, and directing the war against Israel. The general told us he believes that Yahya Sinwar, the top terror chief of Hamas, was actually in that very bunker. So that was chilling to actually be there where he had just been just days before. And they took us inside the cages where at least 12 Israeli hostages had been held and had just been evacuated quickly with Hamas as Israeli commandos fought their way into the tunnel. So it was. So this news is just starting to break here. I think we're the first at All Israel News, but we're not the only because NBC News was there, CNN, Sky News, a few others, CBN, but all those being television. I think we're the first to break it digitally.
Wow. And this is incredible, Joel Rosenberg, and this is at allisrael.com. And I'm looking at this story as you're speaking, and you actually have some photos here as well of the Brigadier General and some of these reporters that are inside of these tunnels. You can see kind of a beautifully tiled and ornate kitchen in the underground layer, and that's what this one is captioned. And then also a photo of some of these cages. I mean, so how quickly then did Hamas have to evacuate it? I mean, what is going to be now the status of how these tunnels were discovered, and they've now obviously been taken over? So what happens to all of this property now?
Right. Well, Jenna, the significance of this discovery, of this particular maze of terror tunnels, the Brigadier General told us, is that he said, you are literally standing in the most important tunnels that we have found so far. Why? Because senior Hamas leaders, terrorist leaders, were in there. Like usually, there's more than 350 miles, Jenna, of tunnels underneath Gaza. They're all controlled by the terrorists, so they're all terror tunnels, right? It's longer than the London subway system, known as the Tube, right? And so, but not all of them have sort of the underground bunker or bunkers of Hamas leaders, right? Most of them are terror tunnels where sort of, the Hamas shock troops move through. They're very narrow. They're not ornate. They're not, where whatever sleeping quarters is just straight concrete. The terrorists are sleeping on the floors and they're carrying weapons through in order to pop up someplace and kill people and then go back down underground, or to set up new rocket launches, right, against Israel. What made this different is this is the most important tunnel complex that they found. No one had ever seen it before, no other reporters, and they believe that Yahya Sinwar, the chief of Hamas in Gaza, and his senior commanders were there. So what we're seeing is it's significant because it shows just how much the IDF is winning. They now are saying that 75% of every Hamas terrorist, the whole Hamas terror army, 75% has now been either killed, severely wounded, and taken off the battlefield, or captured. And now with, they feel that they're just days away from gaining complete control of Khan Yunis, which again is the largest city in southern Gaza. There's only one more city of note, and that's called Rafah, right on the Egyptian border. And so the IDF believes that, if it's safe enough to bring journalists in, it means, yes, there was machine gun fire, there were explosions all around us, but it was safe enough that they feel like they're just within days, maybe a week, whatever, of controlling Khan Yunis, which means there are not that many more places that Yahya Sinwar and the Hamas leadership can run. And the IDF also believes, Jenna, that this is why Hamas is talking suddenly about a deal, right? Because they're under so much military pressure, and Israel is finding these tunnels, fighting their way into the tunnels, and Hamas had to move so rapidly. These Hamas leaders and then taking the hostages had to move so rapidly that what you'll see in those photos, and we also have video embedded in a related article that I shot while I was there. You'll see that there are dishes left in the sink of the kitchen. There is weapons, a cache of weapons that they've left because, and there's clothing and bedding. They all had to leave, half-drunk, bottles of juice, because they had to leave so quickly. They weren't expecting the IDF to find them and hunt them down so quickly. So this is a big turning point, I believe, in this war.
Throughout history, there are clear moments that define our nation's path, and now you can own a piece of that history. I'm thrilled to announce the official Newt Gingrich contract with America coin from our friends at Legacy Precious Metals in partnership with Speaker Gingrich. This limited edition 1 ounce 99.99% silver coin commemorates the historic victory in 1994 when the Republican Party, under Speaker Gingrich's guidance, took control of Congress. The Newt Gingrich contract with America coin also symbolizes the transformative political platform that led to the landmark achievements like the overhaul of the U.S. welfare system and the Balanced Budget Act. This is a limited edition coin that will sell out. So whether you're looking for the perfect gift or you want to own a piece of history, act fast before they run out. The Newt Gingrich contract with America coin is more than an investment. It's a tribute to honest government and America. You can order it online at newtgingrichsilvercoin.com. That's newtgingrichsilvercoin.com, and use promo code Jenna, that's JENNA, to get $10 off your purchase. Go to newtgingrichsilvercoin.com now.
This is huge breaking news. I'm speaking with Joel Rosenberg, who's the editor-in-chief of All Israel News, and I posted this story at my X page as well, so you can read it there, but go to allisrael.com and you can click on this breaking news story. So you mentioned that there's now talks of maybe a resolution. What does that look like, and what is the potential outcome?
Well, because of this intense military pressure that Israel is putting on Hamas, and the fact that their forces are being degraded and their leaders are being hunted, and that you're now seeing headlines here in Israel. I can't say what is being reported in the United States at the moment, but is that Hamas is starting to talk, and they haven't been talking for the last couple of months. All right, we want a deal, we want a deal, we want a deal. But their deal is, we'll give you all your hostages and the dead bodies that we have and a few military soldiers that we've captured. We'll give it all back to you, but we want a permanent ceasefire, and we want Israel to completely withdraw from the Gaza Strip. Well, that would be asking Israel to surrender, and that's not going to happen. But there is a lot of pressure inside Israel politically on the government to make some sort of deal because, we're about 125 days or so, 126 days into this war, and our hostages, there's about 136 left. They are, they don't have much more time. I interviewed hostage families on my TBN program a few days ago, the Rosenberg report. These hostage families are saying we need a deal now because, anyone who's wounded, they're not getting antibiotics. They're not getting medical care, right? And the claustrophobia, being down in those tunnels, Jenna, again, I never imagined being Jewish, Joel Rosenberg, right, or an evangelical, an Israeli, to actually be in Gaza at all, much less in a terror tunnel. And it is hot, and it is humid, and it is dark, and it is claustrophobic, except in the expansive sections where the Hamas leaders lived. So their time is running out. Their capacity mentally, physically, to survive these Israeli hostages and American hostages. Remember, it's not just Israeli citizens. There are American citizens and several other nationalities also being held. So the clock is ticking. How much more can they take? And so there's pressure inside Israel to make a deal. But Prime Minister Netanyahu, of course, is saying there's no way we're going to surrender. We're about to win. But, yes, we want the hostages back. So how do you thread that needle? I actually don't know.
Yeah, that will be very interesting to see if they can come to a deal. And probably this is the first overture. And then if they even agree to further talks because of the hostages. And I cannot imagine, Joel Rosenberg, just that experience that you had going into these terror tunnels and basically seeing what is going on from the Hamas side almost live. I mean, this is an incredible discovery, and I'm so grateful that you had the opportunity to go in and provide this kind of reporting. And so you mentioned also that there are still American hostages. And just late last night, the U.S. Congress voted down the standalone Israel aid package. How important is that to the overall strategy that in Israel? I mean, was that even a blip on the radar of the media there, or is it more focused on all of this other stuff that's going on that you're talking about?
Well, we absolutely here in Israel need American support politically, financially. I mean, this is a brutal war by people who have sworn to kill us all and to launch another October 7th and another and another and another until they kill us all. That's they're on the record. They're saying that on television, Hamas leaders who live in other countries. So it's a genocidal enemy. We have to defeat them, but we also have to get our hostages back. And, the Biden administration is not putting enough pressure on Congress to get this deal done. And Democrats in Congress are not being helpful. But there's more than that. There's more. President Biden isn't doing enough to pressure Qatar, the small, tiny Gulf country that supports Hamas, where top Hamas leaders are living in Doha, the capital of Qatar. We have a military base. The U.S. CENTCOM base is in Qatar. So the United States, the Biden administration, has enormous leverage over Qatar, and Qatar is the funder. Actually, Iran funds, but through Qatar, to get money into Hamas. So how is it, first of all, that the United States is an ally of a country supporting Hamas in this genocidal war, right? That's insane. And then why isn't the Biden administration putting the leaders of Qatar in, a hammerlock, to use an old wrestling term from high school, and forcing them, look, we're either going to pull out and cut you guys loose and consider you a pariah country, or you're going to force Hamas to give up all the hostages immediately. We've got to build much more pressure on President Biden and his team to force Qatar to force Hamas. This is the only way I believe it's going to happen in the end. But I will say one positive thing. Jenna, I'm not just a reporter. I'm an evangelical follower of Jesus Christ. And when I was standing in those cages myself, you'll see a picture of me standing in those cages where those 12 Israeli hostages were held. I had an opportunity when the reporters moved to a different chamber to just stop and pray and pray and ask Jesus Christ, the Lord and King of the universe, to protect those hostages, let them free, strengthen the IDF, give us victory. And it was very powerful. I was with one other Christian reporter, Chris Mitchell of the Christian Broadcasting Network, CBN, and to be together there praying in the name of Jesus Christ for the liberation, the salvation of all those hostages, and, of course, the liberation of all of Gaza from this terrorist, this Hamas reign of terror. It was pretty powerful and also emotionally, confusing, I guess. It was surreal, Jenna, to be in the epicenter of evil, where just days before, hostages were suffering and Yahya Sinwar and the Hamas leaders were living and waging this war. And then suddenly we're standing there. It was an extraordinary moment, and I believe it's a major turning point in this war. Israel is winning, but we've got to keep praying. And our campaign at All Israel News is hashtag set the captives free, right? Because ultimately only the Lord God himself has the supernatural power to give Israel that victory and force Hamas to let all these hostages out. And that's what we're praying, and we're not going to give up.
Absolutely. And we have to remember the power of prayer, and that God commands us to pray, and that we can petition the Lord with thanksgiving. And there is a lot to still be thankful for, that the tide is turning, that this is turning in Israel's favor, but that the Lord in his sovereignty would give Israel the victory. And Joel Rosenberg, how can we continue to, in America, and I know this seems so distant to a lot of people who are just stunned, as I am, by your firsthand account of this, how can we continue to pray and support Israel?
Well, I appreciate it. Well, I would start where you mentioned a few moments ago. We've got two articles posted. One of them includes about an 8-minute video of me taking you inside these tunnels. I think if people would go to allisrael.com, which is All Israel News, allisrael.com, find those two stories and post them on every social media channel you have, and ask people, look at this, see what's happening. Go inside the actual cages with Joel, and then pray for the immediate release of these hostages, and then close it with hashtag set the captives free. I believe that Christians all over the country, all over the world, can have enormous impact, and these videos will help you understand what it's like and the urgency of the task.
Well, let's get that trending. Hashtag set the captives free. Go to allisrael.com, and of course, stay in prayer for the safe return of all of the hostages and a victory for Israel. Joel Rosenberg, always appreciate you, and praying for your safety as well.
As you know, my friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the Giza Dream bed sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Mike found the world's best cotton. It is ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's Giza sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. The Giza Dream Sheets come in a variety of sizes and colors. Mike's latest incredible deal is the sale of the year. For a limited time, you will receive 50% off the Giza Dream Sheets. You will also receive a set for as low as $29.98. So go to mypillow.com, click on the radio podcast square, and use the promo code Jenna. There you will find not only this amazing offer, but also deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including the MyPillow 2.0 mattress topper, which I have and I love, the MyPillow kitchen towel sets, and now even flannel sheets and so much more. We definitely need flannel sheets for as crazy as all of this weather has been lately. So go to mypillow.com and make sure you use the promo code Jenna, or call 1-800-564-8475. That's 1-800-564-8475 and use the promo code Jenna. Throughout history, there are clear moments that define our nation's path, and now you can own a piece of that history. I'm thrilled to announce the official Newt Gingrich contract with America Coin from our friends at Legacy Precious Metals in partnership with Speaker Gingrich. This limited edition 1 ounce 99.99% silver coin commemorates the historic victory in 1994 when the Republican Party, under Speaker Gingrich's guidance, took control of Congress. The Newt Gingrich contract with America coin also symbolizes the transformative political platform that led to the landmark achievements like the overhaul of the U.S. welfare system and the Balanced Budget Act. This is a limited edition coin that will sell out. So whether you're looking for the perfect gift or you want to own a piece of history, act fast before they run out. The Newt Gingrich contract with America coin is more than an investment. It's a tribute to honest government and America. You can order it online at newtgingrichsilvercoin.com. That's newtgingrichsilvercoin.com and use promo code Jenna, that's JENNA, to get $10 off your purchase. Go to newtgingrichsilvercoin.com now.